Hi, this is Paul from the Tank Modeler channel with my update on my AMT Chevy 1955 pickup truck, a camo vehicle. Basically, it's a beautiful truck. A lot of work involved in this one. I didn't realise quite how much, but I'm quite enjoying it still. The engine now, as you can see now, is a bit clearer than what I did in my last video. Is a lot more detail I've been added onto it. Now I'm at the point now where I definitely need to start priming. So that engine's going to go in prime. I don't know if we're going to be able to move that slightly, if you see what I mean. So there you go, it's ready for priming. Those white bits you can see are my new supports for the engine on the front that goes to the chassis, because basically the ones on, once you if you don't put them on there, basically this belt underneath here on the old engine basically it grounds out on the chassis and it doesn't look right. But I've test fitted it and it levels out quite nicely, so I think you can see what I mean. It's all those extra details. These are ones I put on, the one there and one at the front, the oil filler cap. So that's all ready to go. So I'll be painting that in sometime this morning in grey primer. So there you go, that's that bit. I'm going to switch off because what I'm going to do is have to go. So I'm going to be back in a couple of seconds. See you in a minute. I'm back. Anyway, so this is the radiator part of the vehicle. It's going to be ready for priming now as well. As you can see, it's only on the paint stand as well. And you might be able to just pick out the bolt heads I've put on here, here and here, here. There's 5 of them in total. They were actually in photographs. All the photographs I saw had these 5 bolts, and I thought there'd be an even number running across, but no matter what I counted, it was 5. If it's wrong, it's wrong, but I have seen photographs with 5, so I've gone with 5. I used my trusty punch and die set for that. Gives you 4 choices of bolts, so I went for the one that looked nearest to it. So they're white now, but they will be painted in like a silvery colour once it's painted on the vehicle. So that is ready for actually spray painting there. So that's why it's on there. So I just thought to show you that. Next thing I'm going to switch off now. I'm going to see you in a minute. I'll be back in a second. I'm back. Anyway, so this is the cabin part of it. I actually decided to use a new product to most probably car models, unless people have used it. I'll just get it now. On tanks, we actually put anti-slip devices in on the tank chassis, basically, so obviously because the crew jump up around on it. And I thought to myself, I need to cover up some blemishes inside. There's actually circular mould sinks in them, and although I scraped all the sink off, basically it lost a lot of detail. So I thought, well, I'm going to put some matting, I think Switcher called it, some matting in there. And I've used this stuff here. This is what it's called. This is it. This is called Castings Anti-Skid, and I've used that, and it's fine. And I gave it 2 free coats. I might give it another one, but I'm not sure. But so that's what I've been doing. So I've done it, and I think you can see it doesn't look too bad. And once it's given another coat, I think that'll be finished, and that'll look quite nice. So also what I've been doing is I'll turn this slightly around. I think you might be able to see that better now. I've been working inside the chassis as well. I've cleaned up all the seam marks that I could see there, got rid of it. Also removed the plastic moulding for these circles that are on the chassis, and then used a circle punch and die set I've got to actually punch out the circles and then drill a hole through for the cables to go in. I've actually put one cable in, and I run also, I don't know if you can see, don't think you can see, just down there, there's 3 smaller cables come out and join underneath this cable running down now, which goes to the front of the vehicle, I presume to feed the actual hooters and the lighting. But I've got to run one cable over there. I've noticed now, while I'm looking, there isn't many cables in any other places, even though their moulds are there. So they had cables running around. So I'm going to put cables back to mimic what was on the kit, but it will be sort of more 3D-ish than what it was. So I'm doing that one. So that's as far as I've got on that as well. So that's good. I'm going to see you in a couple of seconds. I'm just going to switch out of this one. Back again. And this is the bodywork I've been working on. And as you can see, I've removed all the actual wires that were running around this actual side of the chassis, inside the wheel arches, over the wheel arches inside the engine area. And basically I've drilled a couple of holes for some cables to go in. And then I've noticed on some other cars, it's really annoying when you see that, they look like cables on there, and they're not actually cables, it seems. Anyway, I've cleared them all out, so I might have to fill the holes in at some point. I'm going to recheck that, but you can see I've drilled some holes in there. I think you can see everything, so I can see them on the screen, so you'll be able to see them there, and a few down there where these cables seem to disappear to. So I'll be looking at that and checking it again. I've been sanding and smoothing down all the bodywork now, so it's looking quite nice and smooth, and it will receive a grey primer sometime today, hopefully, but possibly over the next weekend or so. So that's the end of that bit, and I've been working on that quite a bit. I've got to do sanding along here, just it always looks a bit, there's a little pit there, but I think you can't odds that, so it's an old mould anyway. But I will be sanding along the bottom here like I have everywhere else. But I think it's going to look quite nice. I've test fitted the actual the compartment up into it, and it fits not quite nicely. Now I've shaved around all the bottoms bit. I've actually, what I kept doing is shaving these bits here, to make it fit. I'm going to do this now. To make it fit, I actually shaved these bits off a little bit at a time until it test fit, and this bit snugly went up at the top. Still have to put a slight pressure, but nothing major. So that's basically that. So I cleaned that bit up, and it worked. To get these two into the correct position, I actually put it up the actual bit into the top of the body, underneath the body, into position. And then what I did is I glued one at a time, with this snugly up inside, so it actually fitted right. And it actually doesn't really work well now, because now you've got that lip there when you go into glue as well. So you'll be gluing this bit here and this bit here, and that should hold it up into the body quite nicely, says I. Anyway, so that's that. So there's them two bits. I'm not going to switch off the camera now. I'm going to just move something else in. I've got a couple more bits on the spray thing here. Here we go. So I'm going to bring the camera up now. There you go. That is the seat. If I do that, that is the seat. Basically, there you go. That is the seat that's going to be done. It might not be so clear now because I think it might be self-posing. That's the seat. I've actually put it and glued it together now. I'm quite happy with that. That's going to be given its coat of paint, a primer as well. Also, just behind that, I don't know whether we're going to see that, so I'm going to turn it around again. Sorry about this. Is the actual dash. Yeah, I think you can see quite a good detail on that. So if I bring it up a bit. Yep, it's basically that's the dashboard. It's going to receive its primer, and then what I'm going to be doing with that is obviously I'm going to put commercial red, in my Chevy red, commercial red on the top, and then I'll be painting this the actual ivory colour, the pale ivory colour I've got for the vehicle, so it matches the outside of the vehicle as well. But I'll be spraying the grey first, then I'll be spraying the body colour all over here, and then I'll be masking up and then spraying the red commercial red on the top, and that's what I'll be doing. And then I'll have to come in here with a paintbrush or mask it up and spray in there black, and then go in there with a very fine, either a cocktail sticks. I've seen people using that as a paintbrush just to mark up all the figures. So that's what I've got so far. The body part that I have got is cleaned up. It's actually in the spray booth, and I was going to bring that in as well, but I thought no, I think this would be quite enough for this video. But I think you can see I'm actually moving along quite nicely with it, and I have actually done this as well. I just forgot to mention that, which is the if I move that, excuse me, cleaned up underneath here. Basically, but now I've got to put, evidently, as Switcher told me, these bits that I took out are actually tensioners inside the body. Now I don't know if perhaps someone can tell. Whoops, these bits over here had a cross across there, and I took it out because it was moulded. Whether it comes across here on the body, actually tensions going across here and up to the body. I can put the circles back in that I took out. It's no problem. Or is it actually stretched across? So it's over the top, or does it lay flat on the body as it was moulded? Just be out of interest, it'd be nice to know. So anyway, so thank you very much for watching my little short video. I'll put that back in place there. There you go. And I'll catch you on the next one. So see you on the next video. Thank you very much, and apologise for the sound again. It's coming from the camera, and that's due to the fact that, as I said on the previous video, my battery's run out on the thing that I forgot to switch off, the microphone. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye. Happy modelling.